Hey YouTube, I'm back with another video. It's about 12:39 in Florida. Hold on, let me set y'all up. And I'm here with a story time. Hey, we'll start there. For the ones that's new to my channel, that is Jasmine. She will never let me be great during my videos. That's Jasmine. Y'all want to meet Jasmine? No, not today. Not right now. He ain't feeling it right now, y'all. But anyhow, I'm back with another video, y'all. And this video is about how I met my partner. And this video is interesting because you have to really follow me on this because it's one of those stories. You feel me? All right. So as you know, I was a dancer for a very long time. And I was dating a guy. And we dated for about 8 years. And he played a big key into my dancing little role because like when he came in, of course he was really generous to me. I was kind of spoiled. So when he came in, you know, he would show a lot of love. And when he showed a lot of love, it was like a chain reaction. Like everybody else would show love. Like all the customers would show me love. So it was just great for me. It was like a win-win situation. So we stayed together about 10 years. About 8 to 10 years. I don't know. That's off and on thing. But I finally left him because he was a cheater. And I couldn't deal with it. Like, you know, it happened a couple times. And I was like, okay, cool, you know. He was a dope boy. And, you know, I was in that lifestyle of a stripper. And it kind of went together well or whatever. But when the cheating came about, I couldn't do it. So after that, I was chilling. I started dating this other guy. Unfortunately, he was married. I hated it. Would never do it again. But I think he was just like a rebound from that long relationship. I was kind of lonely and just, you know what I'm saying? So I was just like, kind of like, okay, whatever. So I was dealing with him. But in the club, I was very popular. So I became like a promoter for the club and they gave me a day. And it was during the day shift from 12 to 8. And from 12 to 8, I would get all the guys to come in, the clients to come in, and all the girls, you know, they were cool with me. And it was a good time. We all made money. It was good. And this one particular Saturday, I got on my Facebook Live and I, you know, normally doing what I was normally do. I was promoting, trying to get clients to come in and, you know, trying to get the club popping. And this girl got on my live. She got on my live and she was just like, hey, how you doing? I'm like, hey, how you doing? Mind you, I was a lesbian for a while before these guys. But I gave up that lifestyle because I want to do something different. I want to try something different and, you know. So I haven't been with a girl in a long time. So this girl gets up on my Facebook Live and she's like, hey, how you doing, whatever. And I'm like, yo, at the time I'm a dancer. I'm like, yo, what's up? You come in the club, it's popping. I got all flavors. What's up? You know, oop. And she like, yeah, I'll come in. And she's green. Like she was real square. Like, you know, 9 to 5, like not that type of person. So I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah, you can come in, you know. So I forgot that she said that she was going to come in, actually. So let me give you a little backstory on who she is. Okay, years ago, before the guys, I was a lesbian for a while. And I loved that life, like that lifestyle. It was fun. It was colorful. You could be who you were. You wanted to be. It was just fun. Long story short, she was a performer. If you're familiar with that lifestyle, when you go to the gay bars or the gay clubs, they have shows and you could be like, if you know the show Pose, if you watch the show Pose, it's like it'll give you like a little, you know, so it's like you could do shows, you do lip syncing, you could just be who you want to be in these shows. And she was just like one of the star performers in these shows. So when I used to go to the club, I used to bust down the club to go see her perform. She was so popular, everybody knew her. And it was just weird because she was like a heavyset girl. Not that I didn't like, that I have anything against heavyset girls, but I just didn't, that wasn't my, I didn't prefer that. Like, and I was a heavy girl myself. So I'm like, what we gonna do? We gonna wrestle? You know what I'm saying? At the time, I was heavy. And so, yeah, I just liked her. I don't know what it was about her. It was just her style, just how she did shows and everything. It was just amazing. And but the thing was, she had a girlfriend. And they also did shows together, and the shows used to be amazing, so I would never say anything to her. I had the biggest crush on this girl, but I started dating guys, and we kind of separated. Well, we didn't even know each other. I just had a crush on her. And I just see her at the club, and I used to be like, oh, God, this girl just be, you know what I'm saying? But she got a girlfriend. That's cool. But, okay, so years went by. Started dating these guys, started dancing, and she hits me up on the live. Mind you, she's not a stud anymore. At the time when I seen her, she was just a stud. Like, ooh. Now, when she hits me up on the live, she's feminine now. So, like, I'm like, okay, cool, come in, you know, whatever. So, I go to the club one Saturday, and it was just slow. It was dead as hell. I don't even think I even walked out of there with $100. It was that slow. So, I leave about 6:30. And I go to the casino with one of my homegirls, and we just chilling, just trying to burn time. We was gonna come back to the club later on that night. So the DJ, which was my best friend, he called me. He's like, friend, you need to come back to the club because, man, somebody here and they want to see you, and I think they're gonna spend some money on you. And I'm like, man, I'm not coming in there. You know, I'm winning at the casino. I don't want to hear it. Like, I don't want to be there. Like, you know. So he like, man, no, you need to come in for real. Because, like, me and him was best friends, so we was in tune. So he gave me that little call. Woo! I already knew that money was there. So he was like, come on. I'm telling you, you're going to make some money. So I walked through the door. I'm agitated. So I walked through the door with attitude. This girl grabs my arm. So I look over and I'm like, hey, it was the girl from the live. So I'm like, hey. And when I looked at her, she looked it really different. Like, she was feminine, and like I was just like, hey, how you doing? And she was like, nothing, I just came here to support, show you love, go get dressed and everything. So I go get dressed, give them a show. They spent money, they showed love, her and her friend had a good time. So she was like, yeah, can I get your number or whatever? And I'm like, cool, because I'm not thinking, you know, like she's even on that level, because she's feminine now, and I'm like in the club with a whole boyfriend and everything. Like, you know, I'm thinking she's gonna be cool. So I'm like, all right, cool. Show love, cool. So I gave her my number. She ended up calling me the next day, and we were vibing. Like, she was just lit. Like, everything, we were just like in tune. Like, we was real cool. And then she just told me, she was like, no, I told her. I was like, you know, back in the day, I used to have a crush on you. I used to have the biggest crush on you. You know what I'm saying? But you look really different now. She was like, yeah, I changed my life. I want to do something different, you know, whatever. And I was like, yeah, me too. And then she was just like, oh, you used to have a crush on me? And I was like, yeah. Like, it was crazy. I really did have a big crush on you. And she was just like, you know what's funny? Because I have a crush on you now. And I was just like, what? Really? And I just had to give it to her raw. I was like, no, you know, I don't like feminine girls. I changed my life. I'm kind of involved with a guy, you know, da-da-da-da. And she was like, well, cool. We could just be friends. And we were just cool. Like, she would come to the club, show major love. Like, major love. And we were just cool in it. Like, we'd be on the phone all the time. And then it just came to a point where she was just like, I want you to get out this club. I want you to get out this club. I want to have dinner with you. I want to do something else besides this club. And I'm like, all right. But I would never get out the club with her. So one day she was just like, I got a show coming up. And mind you, she hasn't done these shows in years. She was like a girl now. I'm like, what show? What are you talking about? She's like, I want to do a show, and I want you to come. So I'm like, okay, cool. Now let me give you a little backstory before I tell you about this show. When me and her would be talking on the phone, it was this song I used to play all the time by Tank. It's called Them, Him, and Her. Ironically. Weird, right? But I used to play it all the time. I used to love it. And it's before I met her and everything. I used to just play it over and over. And while I was on the phone, I'll play it over and over. And she'll be like, I love that song. That song is everything. I like the words and everything. It's cool. Okay, let's zoom back to the story. So she's like, come to the club and just support me. You know, I always support you. And I'm the type of person, if you support me, I'm going to come through. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to come through or whatever. So I come through or whatever. We get in there. She got everything set up. She got the VIP for me, the bottles, everything. Me and my friend, we walked through. or whatever. So when we walked through and we see her, it was just like my mouth dropped. It was like she changed back into the person I knew. Man, when I say she was so fine, man, oh my God. Like, she changed back into this person. It was just so shocking. And she walked me she walked me and my friend through the club, and she sat us down. We sitting down, getting our drink on, waiting for her show. Oh, sorry, y'all. Waiting for her show. So my friend is like, so what you gonna do? You like her? And I was like, no, I don't. I was like, but she looks different tonight. She was like, yeah, she do, girl. And my friend, she in tune with me, so she just like, she do look different, girl, tonight. So I'm just sitting there. By this time, we drunk. Now, we messed up. We like, we in our fire. We done turned up. So they call her to the stage. They like, coming to the stage, and they introduce her. So I'm toe up. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, okay, let me see what's going on. It was like, when I seen her, it was like, you know how Cinderella found her shoe, her glass slipper, and she was that girl? It was like she found her Jordan. So they introduced her to the stage, and when they introduced her to the stage, the song starts, and it's the song that I like. Like, I always play over and over, and I was just taken by that. Oh my God, guys. I thought that was so sweet. Like, I had been through so much, and for somebody to stop and pay attention, that much attention to me, I thought that was so sweet. Charming from Mother Dearest. I gotta tell the truth. It was like she was Mother Dearest, and then she turned it from Mother Dearest to Prince Charming. Like, I was like, oh my God, here it go. Oh my God, what I'm gonna do? So after she gets off the stage, she comes over there. And mind you, I had a little attitude because I wasn't really feeling her like that in that way. I just wanted her to be my friend. I felt like she was kind of pushy a little bit. So I always gave her like a slight attitude just to let her know, don't try me. And like when she walked over there to me, the attitude was gone. Where did it go? Attitude, where did you go? The attitude was gone. She was like, hey, how did you like my show? And I just couldn't stop cheesing. Like, you know how you get that? She was just like, how did you like my show? And I'm like, it was nice. I liked your show. I'm talking like, you know how you get there? You get that shy. I don't know what was wrong with me. I was like, I loved your show. Like, So she was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm finna go to the bathroom or whatever. I'll be back. I was like, oh, you finna go to the bathroom? I'm going with you. Like, all of a sudden, I just grabbed her arm, walking with her to the bathroom. And, like, she was so popular, and her show was amazing. Like, people had their cameras out. They were filming and everything. And people were grabbing her, like, nice show. And I'm like, no, come on, let's go. She's like, okay. She was really nice, though. But, like, she was like, oh, so what are you going to do? I was like, I'm finna get ready to go because I'm kind of tipsy, you know what I'm saying? And she was like, oh, well, all right, let me walk you to your car. And I'm just looking up. Damn, I'm like, oh, God, where this came from? And I'm in my mind, I'm just fighting my mind. I'm like, no, you got a boyfriend. No, you're trying to do this. No, what are you doing? But it looked good. No, wait, oh, shit, damn. Oh, my God. It was crazy. Like, it was crazy. I was trying to fight myself. And, like, we get to the car, and she was like, oh, we was getting ready to walk to my car, and I walked to her car. And she was like, what are you doing? I was like, oh, I'm going with you. And when I tell you, after that night, when I went with her, it was like I broke up with my boyfriend. I moved in. We've been together ever since. And it was just crazy. It was just amazing how it happened because it was like when I first seen her, she just was feminine and she looked different. Like, it was just like, what? And then I just sworn off that I would not even think of that, talk to a woman or nothing like that. But when I tell you, she changed my whole entire mind. But that was my story. That was my story. It was so crazy, but it was amazing. Like, it was so like destiny or something, because it was like when I knew her, when I was coming to the club and I was seeing her, I was like, oh my God, I like this girl so much, like, or whatever. But I just always respected that she had a girlfriend. And it was just like, she respected she had a girlfriend because it was like, she was around a lot of beautiful women, but she wouldn't even be like thirsty or nothing. She'd be always with her girlfriend. So it was like, if you could get her, you better get her. So I just kind of got her out of my mind because it was like, when I used to see her on social media, she was girly. And it was just like, it was like destiny. I went live. She jumped on my live. She showed up as a girl. She kind of got around me and knew that I didn't like girly girls. She kind of recreated who she, I don't know. And it was just so perfect because she was like, you know what? I never felt so. She said she felt better because she said she changed herself for her parents and for other people. And you know how that go. You want to please everybody. You don't want anybody to think like, you know. And she was just like, you know, I'm at an age where I just want to be myself. And when she changed back into a stud, like, it was just amazing because she genuinely wanted to do it. It wasn't like, oh, she did it because of me. It was because she, like, you know, she really wanted to do it. And when she did it, she just was like, I feel so much better that I can be myself and be myself with somebody I had a crush on for so long. That was amazing. But yes, that was my story, guys. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll be back. Make sure you guys follow me because you already know what time it is. Peace.